We're just so tonight we're doing a little fun facelift, and a few of us have done this before, and it's amazing how it lifts your face. And you know, one of the things I think as we age, we start noticing, you know, the cheeks, the jowls, everything kind of hanging, and it's hard to take sometimes. You know, sometimes you have days it's just like I'll look in the mirror and I'll stop and I'll go, oh my God, is that really me? You know, and we have to learn some acceptance with aging. And I shared with Wendy, I went to go have a pedicure the other day, and some woman came walking in, and she looked like she was quite well to do. But when she walked in, I took a double take because her face was so hideously, oh God, it was ruined. She had had so much work done on her face. She looked frightening. I mean, absolutely frightening. I just kind of went like this, and you could tell everybody in the whole place was kind of looking at her like, oh my God. Her lips were out to here. I mean, her face was here. She looked like she was probably, just by the way she was moving, you know, in her, I'd say, I don't know, maybe 80-ish. And it was like, the face just didn't go with the rest of the body and the hands and everything. And I just thought, oh my gosh, you know, bless her heart. And each one of us is free to do what we want, but I'm going to try to age gracefully, you know, and when we age, we're supposed to look older and more mature. And I just felt bad for her. And I thought, I've got to learn acceptance of what I've got going on here. And so I wanted to talk before we did our little thing about the benefits of bergamot. And if you have not smelled bergamot oil, some people call it bergamot, it is an amazing, amazing oil. And it is what was that?
This is my heart oil.
Oh, I love that.
And it's
my favorite.
It is one of my very favorites. And
Penny, can you bring me the bergamot oil?
We've got every oil around, but this oil is just, every time I smell it, I'm never tired of it. And it goes with everything. So if you have your bergamot, put a drop in your hand and just take it in. But what bergamot is, it's the oil of self-acceptance.
I'll have to get mine. I didn't know we needed that one.
Well, yeah, it
was yarrow plum.
And so, but I wanted to let you know that's what that oil is, the oil of self-acceptance. And it has a cleansing effect on kind of limiting beliefs and stagnant feelings that we might be holding. And the cleansing properties in this beautiful oil just generate movement in your energy system. Helps us to let go of self-judgment, and just kind of along with loving ourselves unconditionally. And so I just felt like this is one, as we age or as we're looking in the mirror going, ooh, you know, I got more lines here, or I've got spots here, whatever, you know, just the aging process, just loving ourselves. It's like, you know, this is who I am, and I'm growing old gracefully. And so I'm going to pull out my bergamot, and it just always puts a smile on my face. Another great, I'll tell you, it goes with everything. It truly does. Kathy made a beautiful blend with Balance, which is one of our oil blends. And so she did half Balance and then half bergamot. And we call it the Badass blend. And it is just phenomenal. So you put those two oils in a roller ball and you roll it on like a perfume. It's just absolutely heavenly.
It's beautiful. And I'd like to add that sometimes students will tell me that they have a loss of sense of smell and taste. And I just want to reinforce that these essential oil molecules actually break through the cellular membrane and they make changes to the cells. So even though you're not registering perhaps the aroma or the taste of these products, they're still benefiting your body.
And when you put them on your skin, they enter your bloodstream within 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
And they can inhale them aromatically. They go to the brain and the amygdala, and they start to make change within, you know, immediately. So they're incredible.
Right. And I'll just add too that when you inhale them and they go into your lungs, They go right into the small little capillaries that pass from the lungs right into the bloodstream. So it's a very fast way to get the essential oils into your body. But I thank you for sharing that oil of acceptance. It's lovely. It's got kind of a citrusy, very clean citrusy scent, but it's not pulpy. It's got a very unique aroma. It's just beautiful.
Well, for those of you who drink Earl Grey tea, that's what's in Earl Grey tea. It's bergamot and black tea.
Got
So
it.
you can make your own Earl Grey tea. Just brew a cup of black tea and put 1 drop of bergamot, and there you've got it, Earl Grey. It's
All right.
I would do a toothpick of it in one
In the
cup.
tea.
If you're brewing a pot, then a drop would be okay. But if you want, I think I've tried a drop and I think it's a little potent. I think a toothpick dipping in there and then stirring it into your tea might be a little closer to the bergamot, the Earl Grey you're used to. But certainly it doesn't taste bad if you have the drop in there. It just doesn't taste exactly like Earl Grey. It still tastes delicious.
Yeah. Okay, so once we've come into a place of acceptance, we're going to fight like hell to improve our body's ability to make collagen, which helps to support your skin and actually supports your entire body. And also a substance called hyaluronic acid, which the hyaluronic acid allows your cells to maintain moisture, keeps them hydrated and plump. And these 2 compounds are found in this amazing system of the body called fascia. And I learned about fascia several years ago when I was dealing with a lot of strange body-wide symptoms of pain and dysfunction, everything from low back pain to a loss of flexibility. I had exercise-induced migraines. I had all these crazy things going on. And I had a conversation with a chiropractor who told me that it was my fascia. And I had been studying anatomy since I was in my very early 20s, and I had never heard about fascia before. Fascia is a pretty newly discovered system in the body. And as I alluded to earlier, it's a fluid-based system. It occurs right underneath the surface of the skin, and it goes layer by layer all the way to your bones. It surrounds your muscles. So you may have heard of myofascia before, myo meaning muscle and fascia meaning fascia. And it goes around your tendons and your ligaments and your organs. And if we could dissolve every tissue in the body except for fascia, you would find that it's a seamless system. It connects everything to everything else, and it is one system. You have different types of fascia, and so tonight we're going to be talking about the superficial layer of fascia, which is occurring just underneath the surface of the skin. And as we manipulate the fascia in a particular way, we'll be improving our body's ability to make collagen and improve our body's ability to hold on to the moisture within the cells through the development of hyaluronic acid. Has anybody used those products before? Like, I think Kathy drinks a collagen supplement in coffee. Yeah, is anybody else taking anything like this, the hyaluronic acid or the collagen? It's totally fine, of course, to try that and see if you actually notice a change in your skin or in your whole body, because of course when the fascia gets dry, as it will naturally as we age, it causes our joints to compress. It can interfere with digestion, with your alignment, your stability, and your mobility. So collagen in that supplement form could actually be beneficial. It just depends on what your body thinks of that product. It may see it as a foreign invader, and you may absorb some of it, and some of it will be eliminated through the lymph system and then out of the body. So if you're not noticing a change, then it might not be worth taking. Sue Hitzman is the creator of the MELT method, which is the method that I learned about fascia through. And she swears by a collagen supplement. She takes it all the time. And by the way, her neck is spectacular. Anyway, there's that. So try these things. If they don't work, then let them go, because it's much better for your body to actually make your own collagen and make your own hyaluronic acid, because it will understand exactly how to use those things. And you can feel that tonight when we do our little facelift class.
yarrow palm too. The yarrow palm helps your skin create its own collagen. So I put that on twice a day. I just put my yarrow palm.
I love this
I
product.
love it.
I love this. And I think, Susan, you were interested in the yarrow palm a while ago. This might be something that you'd like to add to your order someday. It's a beautiful product. Really, I wish I could give you a sample of this right now so you could try it. But
Yeah,
we'll go ahead and use this tonight. Yeah.
So I have my husband using it on his scaly feet.
Oh,
Oh,
Been the only thing that has descaled him. And I'm like, sweetie, this is like 70 something bucks a pop. So you got to go gently on it. He's like, I love this stuff.
maybe use the yarrow palm body serum instead. You'll get a little bit more mileage out of that, and it comes in that pump. There it is. I love
That's
that.
a very good point, Wendy.
That's a really good
I
product
blew
too.
through that stuff. That came in our convention box, I think, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I think it's been back ordered for a while. I know that they were selling a little kit of the yarrow palm products, and it was in there, and I'm not sure. We could check even while we're on the call to see if they still have that. But anyway, that's
even diluting it a little bit with fractionated coconut oil to make it go a little further.
Jill, make him his own roller ball with
right. That's good.
Coconut oil and the blue yarrow palm, and then tell him to keep his grimy little hands off your yarrow palm.
his grimy feet. Yeah, keep his grimy feet off.
I have to say, I'm loving the smooth feet, but he doesn't understand portions with the oils.
Yeah, most guys don't.
Yeah.
And he's using that for what?
His peeling feet. He has very dry, cracked like heels in particular. He's had them the entire time I've known him, which is a long time. And he's never had any relief from it until he started the yarrow palm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It is. It's excellent. I was even thinking that the yarrow palm could be combined with the hand and body lotion, and he could have his own cream, and he could put that on and maybe wear some socks at night, and that would really help to hydrate the skin too. And
no, that works though.
Yeah.
My husband wore socks for like the first 2 years of our marriage because he had issues like that, and then he got it under control and didn't have to do it anymore. But if we had had yarrow palm, it might have been 6 months instead of 2 years.
Yeah. Okay.
Men in their feet. I don't know.
I don't know. So anyway, we're back to fascia and talking about how we can stimulate the production of collagen and hyaluronic acid. But I also want you to know, of course, with our essential oils and all of our great supplements, how important it is to eat a beautiful whole food plant-based diet to also help support your skin. And because you're on the call tonight, you're going to get the recording for this, so you'll be able to go through the technique and watch us do it together. But I'm also going to send you a 2-day cleanse. It's a meal plan with some really delicious recipes, some of my favorites. And it has avocados in it, which are so good for your skin. It's a vitamin 3 fat soluble vitamin that's in avocados that just really help protect your skin from aging. And strawberries are in it. And that's did you know that strawberries can help protect your skin from UV rays? I just think that's awesome. So this time of year, you want to eat a lot of strawberries. And the dark leafy greens like kale and spinach, excellent just for every aspect of your health, from antioxidants that will help to fight wrinkles, to help your hair be shiny, the beta carotene to keep your eyes healthy and sparkly, fiber to aid with your digestion, and remembering that your skin is an organ of elimination, so everything can come out of your skin. So you want to make sure that what you're putting in is as clean as it can be, so when it comes out, it's not causing a lot of disruption. And then of course, with your leafy greens, you're getting calcium for strong bones. So the list goes on. So eat plenty of those leafy greens to keep yourself beautiful on the inside and the outside. So I'm going to be sending you a nice little 2-day cleanse as well. Okay, are we ready to get started?
Yay.
All right, so I want you to know also that you'll be getting a little cheat sheet for this, and it's divided into 2 parts. The first part is a face massage, which I've recently been adding, but had done it previously without doing a face massage. So it's totally up to you if you want to add that or not. I like the benefit of the face massage because I can use my essential oils to really help nourish my skin. What I like to use, it's kind of inspired from Kimberly, is a combination of the Virage hydrating serum and my yarrow palm. So I'm just going to put a little bit of those in my hands. If you don't have these products, you can use coconut oil, you can use olive oil. You know, if you didn't have access to the doTERRA product line, don't let it keep you from exploring using a plant-based oil on your skin. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm just going to take a little bit of each one of those. And the yarrow palm is that inky blue color, which tells you that it's very high in antioxidants. And I'm just going to generously apply that to my skin and my neck, which I've just recently become hyper aware of. One of those things you have to accept. I don't think so. I'm going to fight my way through that. Okay, so once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and seal these up just in case I get a little animated here. And I'd like you to start by supporting the lymphatic system. So you have a drainage system in your face, and we're just going to take 2 fingers and you're going to pull on either side of your nose down towards your cheeks. And if you notice that you are starting to get really pink, like I feel like I'm getting a little bit pink already. If you notice that, that's the detoxification through the lymphatic system. So it's actually a really good thing. We were talking the last time that we met that the mud mask was causing some of us to get kind of a bright red face, but that's the detoxifying component of our detoxifying mud mask. So that's what that's all about. So you want it to drain. If you're having sinus issues, sinus congestion, if you have TMJ, all of these techniques that we're going to do tonight will help support your health. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do from here is I'm going to take my hands kind of in this shape, and I'm just going to run the thumb underneath my jaw and up towards my ear. So I'm just running it right along as if I was lifting my jowl up towards my ears. And I'm probably going to do that about 10 to 20 times. For our call tonight, I'm just going to do it maybe a few times and then we'll move on. Okay. Then the next one I'm going to do is going to run my fingers from the sides of my nose out towards my cheek. And this is called the nasolabial fold that some of us develop, these little parentheses that you can see on me. And this is the massage part. And again, this is something that I've recently added and haven't always done it this way. But I like it. It helps to stimulate circulation. And anytime you talk about circulation, you can't help but talk about the fascial system and the lymph system. Everything is intertwined. I'm going to take the heel of my hand and I'm going to push that underneath my, my cheeks, and I'm going to pull up towards my temples. And again, this is just that facial massage. You'll get all of this in the little cheat sheet, okay? And then I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to run it in between my eyebrows because I get those little straight lines in between my eyebrows, and I'm just going to pull that out. You can do a little cross friction on the sides of your eyes for those little crow's feet, and then same thing on the other side. And don't worry about memorizing any of this because you'll get it all, okay? All right, great. So that's kind of what I do just to get started. If we were doing the traditional facelift through that melt method technique that I was mentioning, we might do a hand treatment, which is very nice to move the fluid from your hands up your arms into your face and helps you fill in the fluid. But that's why I like to do a face massage if I don't do the hand treatment, in case you've done that with me before. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is I want you to take your thumb and I want you to find what's called the mastoid process. And it's a bony landmark behind your ear. And if you kind of tap the back of your head, it'll almost sound like somebody's knocking at the door. Like you can kind of hear that vibrating through your body. Can you feel that? That mastoid process? And Jill, let's just do one side of the head, and then we'll compare. No, you're doing fine. You get an A for effort. And all I want to do is take my thumb, I'm going to into the mastoid process, and I'm going to tip my head over to the right, and I'm letting my head rest in my hand. And I'm just going to draw about maybe 20 little circles. This is the superficial layer of fascia, so you don't have to go really deep to make significant changes. And then I'm going to ask you just to hold your thumb still and just take a focused breath. And that's really an important aspect of all this because we do hold a lot of tension in our face, and just taking that focused breath can help de-stress the nervous system. From here, I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to take it right into my jaw. And I'm going to draw some circles here. So in the melt method, we call this a shear. And the shear technique will help you develop that hyaluronic acid and collagen production. This is what's doing that work of the heavy lifting of your skin and the plumping up of the cells. And again, I'm just going to hold that and just take a nice focused breath. I'm going to take my thumb up to my temple and I'm going to draw some circles here too. And I draw about 20 of those. I want you to just kind of notice as we do this, if you're experiencing any changes. So some of the things that I'll notice, one of the first things I'll notice is my lips start to feel like they're kind of getting a little fuller on that side that I'm working on. And then I'm going to ask you to just hold that for me and just hang out here and wait. We're going to come back to the jaw and I'm going to draw my circles here. And I'm going to add something called a pin and stretch. So hold your thumb against the jaw and open and close your mouth. And then just hang out here and just wait. We'll take the thumb back to the mastoid process and go ahead and draw some more circles. This is also an area of lymphatic drainage. You've got about 450 of these areas in your body, and the lymph system doesn't have a pump, so it requires manipulation through movement, as we're doing tonight, to help the lymphatic system drain fluids and carry toxins away from the body. Go ahead and hold it here and just take a little breath and wait. Okay, so from here, I'm going to take my hand into the right side of my face, and I'm going to pull up on my tissue. It's like I'm pinning the skin to my skeleton, to my skull, and I'm going to open my mouth. And when you do that, the hand is going to pull. Can you hear Tinkerbell? The hand is going to pull up. Shh, be quiet. And you can do that several times. You can focus that same kind of movement towards, I have like a little wrinkly spot here on my jawline, and I'm going to do the same thing. And then what I want you to do after that is just a little brush. This is a rinse. I'm just working on this right side. So I'm going to take my fingertips lightly from my hairline to my eyebrow, from my cheek to my jaw. And then I'm going to go from my jaw down to my collarbone. But I'm going to come from the side of the neck in. Oh, and I have one more I have to add. Okay. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to take my hand into a fist and I have my thumb pointing down. I'm going to take this flat side of my hand and I'm going to put it up against the side of my neck. I'm going to do two things. I'm going to do them at the same time, but in order to explain it, I'm going to start with just one at a time. I'm going to take my thumb, which is pointing down towards my collarbone, and I'm going to rotate my arm so that my thumb's pointing back behind me. I'm going to release and reset. So the side of my fingers are pursing into my neck and I'm turning my thumb towards the back. At the same time, I'm going to turn to the opposite direction. And then I'm going to release. I love this one. Oh, Carrie is here. Where'd she go? Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and release. So if you wanted to, this would be a good time if you want to take a picture. You can see if you're making any changes. And you could compare one picture to the next. There's something called pick stitch. And it's an app on my phone. It looks like it wants me to pay for that, which I'm not going to do. Here we go. And you can add pictures that you've taken.
Oh,
There's a difference.
there is a difference.
Can you
I
see
can
it?
see it.
My eyebrow is way up there.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I think mine is too. So this is the side that I did. And one of the things that I'm most particular about is right here. And this area has lifted and this one still looks really saggy. Can you see the difference on me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I really appreciate that. And just like Kathy said, my eyebrow on this side goes way up. I feel like I have a much better jawline.
Look at the
after I
difference
do.
in my eyes. Not only,
Oh, wow.
but my eye is open. Like
Yeah.
this is
Eyebrows way up here.
Kimberly. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's very, very good. Nice.
That's
So that's the one side. So want to do the other side. Even when I smile, look at my smile. Like this side goes way up. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
That is so cool.
I cannot believe how much bigger this eye is open than this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
That is
And
so
Denise, let me look at your face. Give me a smile. Do you feel like you've got a little bit more of a cheek over on that right side? Just looks like the cheek is
I'm
lifted
not
a little.
sure.
yeah, this
It's
cheek.
harder to tell because one half of your face is real shadowed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. So which side did you do?
the right side.
The right
Yeah.
side. And so what I feel like I see is that cheek.
Cheek
just
is
kinda
higher.
lift. The
Yeah.
cheek looks higher. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Nice. And how about you,
Easy.
Susan?
Does this relate to the boobs at all?
Let's see, does this help?
Yeah.
Can we get that moving up there? I'm sorry,
Oh my God.
we're being recorded. My apologies.
No, I love it.
So
You
one of the
fit right
things
in, babe.
She does. She does. So one of the things I feel like with Susan is I can also see, similar to myself, there's a difference in this jaw line, right? Just kind
Yeah.
of lifts. Okay, so how are we going to keep that? You could use the tightening serum and you can apply the tightening serum to your skin and it kind of holds that position. So it's a really great little product to have when you're going to do your facelift. Okay, so let's do the other side, all right? Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is going to find a feel around for that mastoid process. Just kind of tap, 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 and you'll find it. It's just this big bony landmark behind your ear. And this is that lymphatic drainage point that you just want to keep nice and open. You don't want that to get clogged up. And I'm going to rest my head in my left hand. And with my thumb, I'm going to gently massage the mastoid process. And I usually do it for a count of 20. And then I take 2 focused breaths. And oftentimes I do this when I'm driving. And I'm not very good at counting because I was a Pilates instructor. So you know how that goes. And then I'm just going to hang out here and I'm just going to take 2 focused breaths. From here, let's take the thumb into the jaw and draw some circles here. And sometimes people ask me, does it matter what direction you draw your circles? You are welcome to do whatever you like. So if you like to do it clockwise and then you feel like you'd get benefit from counterclockwise, just follow your intuition and do what you want to do. I love that we're using our thumb for this because it really helps to feel like you know exactly where the jaw is. And then I'm going to hold it here and I'm going to wait. And let's bring the thumb up to the temple where we hold an awful lot of stress in our eyes, especially if you spend time like I do at the computer all day long. So again, about 20 little circles. And then I'm just going to hang out here and I'm just going to take a focused breath. And I'm going to come back to the jaw and I'm going to do that again. So as I'm talking to you, I can feel that my lips are kind of getting kind of full. Those thin Scottish lips just get a little bit more voluptuous. And then I'm just going to hang out here and I'm going to wait. And while I'm pressing into the jaw, let's do this little pin and stretch. I'm going to open and close my mouth. And some of you might notice that you can hear like a little clicking sound. Some of you might find that your mouth opens easier on one side or the other side. And oddly enough, that could be coming from your pelvic alignment. And so a lot of these techniques translate to other areas of the body to help you with alignment and mobility, easing pain. And I'm just going to hang out here and I'm going to wait. And let's come back to the mastoid process. Again, tipping my head over to the left, letting my head just relax in my hand, just a gentle little circle. And then let's hold that for a couple of breaths. And then let's add another pin and stretch. So I'm just going to take my fingers and push that into my cheek and open my mouth. I'm not going to laugh at you right now. I'll wait till we get off the call. And you can do that in other places. And it's the pin and stretch that helps you really develop that collagen and hyaluronic acid. And better to make your own than take it topically or internally from another source, right? And let's go on now and do what we call a little rinse. So I'm just going to lightly bring my fingers from my hairline towards my eyebrows. And this is just sending fluid. It's just moving fluid around, filling in fine lines and wrinkles. It's really amazing how well it works. I'm coming from my cheek towards my jaw, and then from my jaw to my collarbone. And then let's add that one more. I just think this is magic. It just makes my neck feel like it's so much longer. I'm going to make a fist and my thumb is pointing down, and I'm going to take my diamond ring and I'm going to zip that to the inside so I don't scratch my neck. And I'm going to put that right on the side of my neck. And let's just start with that first part where I'm just going to twist my hand so that my thumb faces behind me. And then when you're ready, add the rotation in the opposite direction. So this is a pin and a stretch as well, isn't it? So you're really twisting that tissue around. And so this technique comes from a guy that I just really admire. His name is Tom Myers, and he's been a rolfer and has really been able to track these amazing lines of fascia that travel through the body. And he does some amazing hands-on body work. Great. All right. So there you go. So I just feel that my skin just feels very vibrant and lifted. Does anybody else kind of notice it just feels tingly? If you smile, can you feel like it just feels like it's a little tighter, a little lifted, a little bit more youthful?
It feels more moist.
Moist, absolutely. You're just improving the hydration all the way from the skin into the cells, into a cellular level. Anyone else have any comments?
My eyes are even again.
Yeah, and my smile
Well,
is.
let's see.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, that was so much bigger, and this
It was.
and now they're even.
Crazy, crazy.
It's just, that's weird.
It's crazy. And you know, every time you do this, you might notice a different result. I remember the first time I did it with Kathy, it was just a dramatic change from one side of the face to the other. I've done it with Kimberly, where honestly, I felt like she looked as beautiful after as she did before. So you just never know how you're going to respond with this. But I have to say, recently I had a photo shoot, and so I wanted to have some pictures taken for my website. So you know, I did this before I had my pictures taken for my website. And I look at those photographs and I'm just so glad that I did it, because I thought, hey, they came out pretty good. So
That's neat.
that is my treatment.
Fun.
It's
huh?
lovely.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So I'll send you the instructions on how to do this. You also have an opportunity to contact me if you want to do a one-on-one, and we can do it together. If you're not sure you're doing it right, or you just want to spend a little bit of time and kind of give yourself another opportunity for self-care, I'm happy to do that for you. And you'll get that little menu plan too, okay?
Thank you, Wendy.
Thanks, Wendy.
This was
Thank
great.
you so much.
And nice
you
to
all
meet
look
all
so
of you.
beautiful. Oh, Susan, we're so happy that you could come. And you look terrific. And I love your little hairdo. I think it looks adorable.
Adorable. It looks fabulous.
Fabulous. Really does.
Nice
Well,
to meet
everybody.
Ladies,
Yeah.
thanks,
All right.
Wendy. This was great.
See you next
Thank you
time.
so much.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.